What's up, guys? Our Wrestling Podcast back at you with another episode. This is Dave Vicious, along with Jess the Total Package, Craig the British Bulldog, and Cuz, bringing you our perspective on the world of professional wrestling. No inside sources, no ties to the industry, just stories from the diehards, sharing opinions with you. Today's topic, whatever happened to Jamie Noble? For audio fans, give us a listen on Apple, Spotify, SoundCloud, iHeartRadio, Stitcher, and Google Podcast, or watch our videos on YouTube at Our Wrestling Channel. On social media, can you do us a solid and give us a follow on Instagram or Twitter at O.W.P 2019 or on Facebook at Our Wrestling Podcast? And don't forget about that lovely Daily Motion where you don't have to worry about any kind of YouTube censorship. We can watch whatever videos we want and commentate on them, have a good time with them. That Daily Motion is a fun place to be. Join us over there just for kicks.
That's right.
It's a lot of fun.
Daily Motion in the ocean, brother.
I have to tell you, I am a geek for this one. I have said on several podcasts, if you guys watch and go back and find history of it, I'm like, we should do an episode on Jamie Noble all the time. And I'm kind of a nerd geek about it, but the guy,
he's great.
Has got my respect. I feel. And even reading some of the stuff that Jess put together, which is always great. Nice. I'm like, of course he was trained by this person. Of course, it makes total sense. The guy was a plethora of talent. He was great on the mic. He did whatever he was asked to do. If not for his size, there would have been two things. If he was bigger, he would have been huge, like on the mainstream. And if he had been a little bit later, little guys kind of got over more. I don't know what Jamie Noble could have done if he had been a few years later in the business. But I'm excited about this. What do you guys have to say about
it? He's ingrained in my memory. I think of Velocity. When you think of WWF Velocity, remember that show? I know it probably gets think of like, oh, it's no. You had the Billy Kidmans, the Tajiris, the Jamie Nobles, the Hurricane Helms. You had those guys put on some fucking great matches, and he's a part of that. You want to talk about 4 pillars of wrestling, brother? That's the 4 pillars of Velocity, brother. Hey, great talent, though. That's a great talent pool. And Jamie Noble is always, better than the 4 pillars. But yeah, that's what I think about Jamie Noble, but like the wrestling talent there is, man. Like, I don't care. Like, I like Velocity, so I'm a big Velocity proponent.
Whoa, hey, Jess, what brought you around finally to getting this one going?
Oh, just to shut you up. No, I'm kidding.
There it is.
Oh, Jesus.
I don't know what I was doing. I think I saw... I want to say I was down like a TikTok rabbit hole, and I was just going on some wrestling sites, and I saw him and Nydia, a clip of him and Nydia, I think.
Oh,
and I was like, God damn it! And it just hit me, and I was like, I'm just gonna write it right now, and so I just wrote it, like for the topic this week. I was like, because if I forget again, I'll forget about him again, and then Dave will hate me.
Deserves
so I wrote it right away.
Yeah, I'm excited for this one. Greg, anything to add before we start, buddy?
No, that's what I remember him kind of the most of is the kind of the Nydia angle where he really showed kind of his comedy chops.
It's a great angle. It's a great angle.
It was.
Yeah, it was really cool.
James Gibson, born December 23rd, 1976, is American.
Robert Gibson from the Rock and Roll Express's son, by the way.
No, it's not true.
No, that's not true. That's awesome. Yeah. Good job. I got you with that.
Is an American retired professional wrestler, better known by the ring name.
What
is he?
Jamie Noble. Spoiler. He's currently signed to WWE as a producer. Gibson was trained to wrestle by Dean Malenko and Bill Weaver. He debuted on the independent circuit in 1995. I just have to stop you there. The Man of 1,000 Holds trained you. That makes a lot of sense to me with how good Jamie Noble really was. That's awesome. Just makes sense.
Same size,
you know?
Like they're
exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, Dean Malenko
is
is a goddamn icon. You know, just absolutely incredible. We're all big Malenko fans here, so that's pretty cool. In 1999, Gibson joined World Championship Wrestling after training at the WCW Power Plant. He made his first appearance with the promotion on July 11th, 1999, under the ring name.
I honestly
Jamie
thought
Howard.
Power Plant was a fraud. I thought
you thought it was like a gimmick.
Oh, you thought it
I
wasn't
didn't
real?
know anyone came up to the Power Plant. I thought it was all just a way to steal
There's
money
a
from people.
storyline. Oh.
So to hear that Jamie Noble started at the Power Plant and actually made it through,
Goldberg?
wow.
Yeah.
Oh, so sorry.
That's all good.
High voltage?
Buddy,
Fucking
high
Craig?
voltage? Yeah, there you
Oh,
go.
yeah.
Jerk.
Because what movie was it when the power plant was featured? It was like an A&E documentary, and it was like the fattest guys in the world that took like that lasted.
Well, there's a lot of
an
people
hour.
that would try to go, and they'll take your money if you want to be stupid about it. But if I mean,
Wow.
Yeah,
come on.
Sergeant Buddy Lee Parker ran it for a while.
yeah.
He was like a well-known prelim from the early 90s in WCW. And he was part of the State Patrol. And then Orndorff, I think did a lot in like the mid to late 90s in it.
Yeah.
He's wonderful.
Mr. Wonderful.
Power Plant's wonderful.
Yeah. Jamie Howard teamed up with Jet Jaguar in a loss to CG Afi
I'm sorry, who
and
did you
Jeremy Lopez
tag up
in a
with?
dark match at Bash of the Beach. Jet Jaguar.
Oh, cool.
Good stuff. You got to start somewhere.
Jaguar.
That's right, Jaguar. He made his
Banger.
televised debut on the September 28th, 1999 episode of WCW Saturday Night, defeating Alan Funk. He went on to perform in the promotion's Cruiserweight division. Do it.
Flash
do it.
Funk's
Craig,
brother.
I was going to say, you're going to do that? That's
Alan
Terry
Funk.
Funk. That's actually
Yeah, it was Flash Funk's
little
grandfather,
known.
Alan
Little
Funk.
known. That's Terry
What a
Funk's
stupid
nephew.
name.
Very little known. Terry Funk's grandchildren.
He's Terry Funk's nephew, Alan Funk.
Oh, my bad.
Like,
Sorry.
is
Terry.
that real? Don't say
Sorry,
that's
Alan.
real. Don't do that. Because I said that. I'm like, there's no way that was right.
I think he's related to Terry.
Dude,
Funk.
well
Flash
done,
Funk.
yeah.
It really, if it is, I didn't know.
I was absolutely
Yeah.
sucked in.
Well, that's why I think it's more Flash Funk's brother.
He's
So
Terry
funny.
Funk's neighbor.
There it is.
Terry Funk's name
There
is
it
Flash
is. That
Funk's
makes
brother.
more sense.
Why did my mind go to Flash Funk instead of the actually legitimate
I
Funk family?
appreciate
Because
that.
I said
I appreciate
Flash
that.
Funk.
I think Terry Funk would have been the lazy out. So
That was
you took
very
the,
strange.
Yeah,
you took the
that's
sophisticated pull.
Yeah, he didn't go for the low hanging fruit on that. That's
Yeah.
for sure. In February of 2000, Gibson
No,
was
Flash Funk and
renamed-
Terry, they're brothers anyway.
Yeah, they're related.
You-
That's what I'm saying.
That's right.
They're related, brothers.
Oh man. Okay.
I mean,
It
how
was
can you not see
Terry,
it?
Dory, Flash.
In February of 2000, Gibson was renamed Jamie San.
Oh,
Okay.
the Spaniard
And
scheme.
reintroduced to the WCW television as a member of the East Asian stable
That's
Young Dragons.
Young
They were great.
Dragons, baby.
Wow.
With Gibson wearing a mask to obviously conceal that he was Caucasian. He was not Asian. He was Caucasian. And obviously had some success there. On November of 2000, Gibson left the Young Dragons and formed a tag team with the former 3-count member, Evan
Courageous.
Courageous. I'm
Courageous.
sorry. They spelled it differently. Thanks for messing me up.
WCW.
Calm down.
Gibson
It was
removed his mask.
WCW in 2000. What do you want from
Yeah,
them?
exactly.
Yeah,
Fair
that's
point.
what they did. You should have
Yeah,
been on the
it's sync,
lookout for
yeah.
spelling
Yeah,
names
that was
wrong.
Getting
for the
upset
next
is
one.
no good. There's no
I
good.
need,
at
I
WCW
need
2000.
phonetically spelled stuff going forward with WCW from
Uh,
98 to
In the year
2001.
2000.
The wrestler Bob Strong would have been named
WCW
STYRK.
2000.
Yeah,
So, there you go. Gibson had removed his mask and adopted the ring name Jamie Noble with a
David Arquette.
K-N-O-B-L-E. And he and Courageous performing as the Noble and Courageous feuded with the remaining members
That's
of
terrible.
the Young Dragons.
That's
and
terrible.
SmackDown.
It sounds terrible on the surface. However, go back. WCW Starrcade 2000, one of the only bright spots in WCW 2000. They opened the pay-per-view. It was 3-count, which was Shane Helms and Shannon Moore. They took on the Young Dragons, the remaining two, after Jamie Noble left and demasked
Sure.
himself, and Evan
Yeah.
Courageous and Jamie Noble in a tag team 3-way ladder match, and it was fantastic. It's
Wow.
wonderful.
I'm
It's
sure they
a
tore
really,
the house
really
down
good
with
match.
it. It's just
That's where I remember Jamie Noble from to begin with, and then when I saw him surface in WWF, I was like, "Oh fuck, that's
you're like, let's go.
that's from the Young Dragons and 3-count feud."
And now Jamie Noble is up. Oh my God, no! It cost him off.
Which one's gonna be, guys? Who wants it more? Who wants to shine this gold more?
Who's it gonna be?
Can't be both of you.
Which we're getting close to that, actually. So Gibson continued to wrestle for WCW until the promotion was purchased by the World Wrestling Federation in March of 2001.
Sorry, it was purchased by Shane McMahon.
That's
the
what
name
I-
of the
that's
contract
what-
wasn't McMahon, but
You
it was
didn't
Shane
see the story, of course.
And his
right?
turtleneck.
Yeah, it does say McMahon. Sorry, but it
And he
doesn't
tore
say
squat and fell. It was
Vince McMahon. It says Shane McMahon.
Can you imagine if he got in the ring when he bought WCW that night, tore a squat there, and like fell down, and he had to do the whole interview from his back?
But even backstage, it's like, is a turtleneck cool? Should I do something else? Or is a white fucking turtleneck okay? Like a wool
Should I?
turtleneck?
Is a wool turtleneck in Florida okay?
Yeah.
is this
Oh,
okay?
we
I
don't,
know,
is it
what the
August?
fuck,
no,
dude?
September. When is it? What month is it? August
March.
still?
It was March.
I was gonna make the really crude joke. Does this turn out to make my face look fat? No, your face does.
Cuz actually schooled me. March is actually cold in Florida, so he's absolutely right.
Yeah.
I don't know if March is turtleneck weather.
I have a roadblock to my
I know,
last
yeah,
joke,
it's
and
not.
that's
It's
cuz
spring. What's up?
Yeah, but still, March Florida weather is not turtleneck weather anyway.
No,
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's
Right.
not.
no, it's not.
Fucking
It's
shame.
still, it's still fucking humid.
It's ridiculous. Upon the
shit.
acquisition of WCW by the World Wrestling Federation, later renamed World Wrestling Entertainment in March of 2001, Gibson was one of the WCW wrestlers to be signed by the WWF. He was WWF. He was assigned to the WWF developmental territory, Heartland Wrestling Associated, for seasoning, where he won the HWA Cruiserweight Championship
So,
under the
that
Jamie
dude went to
Noble
the power plant and Heartland Wrestling Association.
So he finally makes it to the WWF. They're like, they're gonna hire me. Oh, this is fucking awesome. You're gonna go to Heartland Wrestling Association. What?
Jamie,
We
you're
gotta
gonna be the
strip you
Excuse me,
down
what?
and build you
In
up again,
Heartland.
brother. Yeah.
We got about 1,000 square feet in Topeka, Kansas. It's a straight up aluminum shed. You're gonna love it. You're gonna learn a lot. You're gonna get to that next level. $45 a show.
It's a
Welcome
straight
to the
up aluminum.
Heartland.
It's like, holy shit.
I'm not gonna lie to you. It's a
Why not?
straight up shit box. You're gonna love it there, and you're gonna
That's
learn.
horrible.
Kansas.
You're
is
not gonna
flat,
get all your
brother.
shit in
You don't
either,
see-
buddy.
Well, didn't take long because Knoble debuted on the main WWE roster.
Wait,
on
what?
June. I put Knoble because there was a K in front of the Noble.
God.
He debuted on the roster on June 6th of 2002, the episode of SmackDown there, by attacking the Hurricane, and was joined by Nydia in a trailer park trash gimmick. The spelling of his name was tweaked to Jamie Noble a few weeks afterwards with no K at the
Reconnection,
end.
right? Because wasn't Sugar Shane? Wasn't he part of 3 Count?
Sugar Shane, Shannon Moore.
Fuck, I don't remember the third one. Oh, Courageous. It was Courageous in the beginning, and then Courageous left
Yep.
and tagged with Jamie Noble. So yeah, they rejoined the feud. Hurricane was 3 Count, was
Yep.
Young Dragons, was Jamie Noble. I figured it out. I don't know what I figured out, but I
Yeah.
figured something out.
And it's
I
fun
knew
when
it.
you
See,
come around
great
to it, you're like, I
lore
got
there,
it. I put it all
man.
back
Fucking
together.
great lore.
Yeah.
Feels good. Feels good.
Even the 2000s
Yeah.
WCW had great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Went to WWE. It
Power
carried
plant.
over.
The
The
debut
true
center,
forbidden
shitbox?
door is open.
That's right. He, not Shannon Moore, but Jamie Noble, won the WWE Cruiserweight Championship from Hurricane at King of the Ring and feuded with Tajiri and Billy Kidman there. Noble held that title for 147 days until he lost the title to Billy
Fuck
Kidman
Roman.
at
Sorry.
Survivor Series on November 17th.
He's like mini Roman.
2002.
He's like the power plant Roman.
Noble's in trouble, and he's still down. Kidman, star press connects. 1, 2, 3. Kidman has won the cruiserweight title.
Here is your winner and the new WWE Cruiserweight Champion, Billy Kidman.
For Jamie Noble, the losing streak is now cost him the cruiserweight title. For Billy Kidman, the third time is indeed a charm.
Roman Noble.
Oh, this is funny.
Take off a
Story-
zero,
Oh,
and
I
I'm
forgot
right
about
there.
this part. Noble got an inheritance by the storyline, making both Nydia and Noble rich.
Oh,
Noble
yeah.
and
I
Nydia
remember
both turned face by
Yeah.
befriending Tori Wilson and Billy Gunn. He also feuded with Rey Mysterio for the Cruiserweight Championship. The two would face off for the championship, and Noble.
So it's like the
was
Baron
there.
Baron Corbin kind of angle. Like
Yeah.
with the
Happy
Great
Noble?
Waller,
There's Happy
Grayson
Noble.
Waller or-
Wasn't
Yeah.
there wasn't there a storyline that Bruce Pritchard was working where they actually used the Playboy Mansion and they were supposed to live nearby or something, where they knock on the door and talk to Hugh or something, like, and it's just Jamie Noble like banging on the front door, and they're like, stop doing that, you got in trouble with like Hugh. I guess Hugh didn't like it. It's a pretty good
Oh,
story.
Hefner?
Yeah,
Oh,
I can go back and check that out, so you should probably try to find that. But
Mm.
they said it was fantastic.
funny.
They got to shoot on the grounds because people ask to do that all the time. Can we shoot on the match? Like, of course, but don't wake up Hugh. He's sleeping or whatever. It's okay if we knock on the door lightly. We just won't ring the doorbell for the film. Like, yeah, it's fine. But Jamie started like banging on the door, I think, and he woke up. He
Pissed
woke
you
up
off.
he woke
Yikes,
up the
the
Playboy.
boss.
Yeah, it's good stuff.
Who are you?
Yeah, who are you?
ah, WW what?
Yeah.
A boyfriend versus girlfriend blindfold match was then scheduled for Noble and Nydia at No Way Out. Noble came out on top after cheating to see where Nydia was. That was actually funny, but I'm like, They're not all bangers, folks. This is what you got sometimes.
Well, Jamie Noble said enough of this. He's going to take it. Look at this. It's covered by Jamie Noble, and he picks up the win over big win.
Here is your winner, Jamie Noble.
Hey, that's a humongous win for Jamie Noble. I'm proud of you, Noble. You're the boss in that trailer.
Hey, you got to go with the storyline.
Yeah. At WrestleMania 20, Noble competed in the Cruiserweight Open for the WWE Cruiserweight Championship, which was won by Chavo Guerrero, who was a little too heavy for the Cruiserweight. But
Ooh, Chavo.
no.
Yeah.
On the Sunday night heat before Great American Bash, Noble lost to Spike Dudley. Ouch. Well, that's not really ouch. Spike was fun. He loved the business.
Cruiserweight.
Cruiserweight. That's pretty much
Cruiserweight's
Cruiserweight.
Realistic.
That's a featherweight, bro. Dang.
Yeah, I know. Seriously.
Yeah, he left. Shoot.
This line's hilarious. Sorry.
He left WWE, not Spike, but Noble, on September 15th of 2004, when his steroid usage came to light following a staph infection. Gibson was then released from his contract.
What the fuck was Jamie Noble using steroids? Can I ask you that
Seriously.
question?
I hate to say it, but the smaller guys are usually the biggest ones because they know they're small and they're trying to get some kind of bulk, trying to do something. And I mean, it sounds silly, but it's and I guarantee you, some old butthead of a man was telling him, "Hey, can you put on some weight?" Like all the time.
Listen,
Guaranteed.
we need you to gain about a couple hundred pounds.
What are you doing on the gas, pal? It's not going to make you grow. You're fine.
Wow. Yeah, exactly.
Okay,
You're suspended for 30 days.
We're still going to go to Benoit. We're still going to go with Benoit.
Yeah.
Yeah. After competing in New Japan Pro Wrestling and Ring of Honor for less than a year, he
All the best
returned to
wrestlers go to
WWE.
Japan.
That's right. In December of 2005.
Seidel now, I believe, maybe setting up for that shooting star press. Gibson laying in the middle of the ring.
Very high risk after as much abuse as he's taken, and he found
No! He moves. Butterfly.
and there it is.
1, 2, 3.
Tiger driver. The Tiger driver from the Ring of Honor World Heavyweight Champion gets the 1-2-3 over Matt Seidel. An excellent match here in the IWA Mid-South tonight, Ben.
2005. Noble made his return to
Wow,
the
of
WWE
course.
on the December 17th, 05 episode of Velocity. There it is.
Oh,
There it is, cuz. Velocity.
4 pillars of velocity. 4 pillars.
Those
Jazz,
4 pillars,
cuz,
baby.
who are the 4 pillars of velocity?
Oh, it's got to be Jamie Noble, Hurricane
Yep.
Helms,
and Kid Cash, cuz.
Tajiri,
Kid Cash.
and-
Yeah.
Kid Cash.
You're right.
I mean, I'm just going by what I remember. you know. Kidman, Noble.
And he would later
Horses.
frequently team up with fellow cruiserweight Kid Cash. There it
The
is.
two
On
pillars.
June 2006, Noble and Cash debuted a gimmick where they wore dog collars, barked and bit, and had a short face run.
Jesus
I don't
Christ.
remember any of that.
No, man, that's
The
a fever
pair
dream.
quickly turned heel and were soon named the Pitbulls. Then they entered
Oh, yeah.
for the WWE Tag Team Championships there.
Yep.
2007, Noble returned to competing in the Cruiserweight division and performing as an enhancement talent against Rey Mysterio and Bobby Lashley. At No Way Out, Noble competed in a Cruiserweight Gauntlet match for the WWE Cruiserweight Championship. I just want to go back. That was Bobby Lashley in 2007. And
Yep.
Rey Mysterio, too, and they're both
Oh,
still
yeah.
going. Just have to point that
And
out.
Lashley
It's
still
16
looks
years
the
ago.
same.
It's back when Bobby
Actually,
Lashley was a
like-
cruiserweight.
Yeah. He's in there
Right.
doing fucking 450 splashes, 619s, Hurricane Ranas.
As a part of the 08
Wait, was he?
No.
Oh, yeah.
WWE Supplemental Draft,
Oh, yeah.
Noble was drafted to the Raw brand. Noble was then involved in a storyline where he tried to impress Layla on multiple occasions, only to antagonize and be beaten by larger opponents. He started a feud with William Regal over the course of the storyline, with the two trading
Two
wins
great wrestlers.
and Layla between them. They would trade wins and Layla. Really?
Managerial services.
Layla was
Okay.
busy, if you catch my drift.
Yeah.
I just none of that.
That's the storyline. It's the storyline.
On the
You got
February
me
3rd
on
episode
my
of
knees,
ECW, Noble asked the then ECW general manager
Blame
Theodore
WWE.
Long for an ECW contract and lost to the Boogeyman. Ouch. During a match with Sheamus in 09 episode of Raw, Noble
Yeah.
sustained a back injury after falling from the
The
top rope
greats.
onto the concrete floor. On November 10th of same year, Noble announced he was retiring from professional wrestling due to the effects of the injury and several other nagging injuries sustained over the career. Upon retiring, Noble began working as a producer. He made occasional appearances on WWE programming and wrestled sporadically at house shows, including a bout with the World Heavyweight Champion at the time, Daniel Bryan, on January 13th of 2012. I didn't know that. That's pretty cool. I bet those matches were bangers too. On September 29th of 2014 episode of Raw, Noble and fellow producer Joey Mercury aligned themselves with the villainous stable of The Authority. They were later named J&J Security.
J&J Security.
Yep. With Seth
God,
Rollins.
they were tiny.
Yeah,
they were so tiny.
Yeah, to take care of Authority member Seth Rollins.
They were ragdolls too for like a good 2-3 years.
Of course.
Straight up
ragdolls.
ragdolls.
Fantastic.
Remember the car, the Cadillac?
Yeah.
They got him. That they got Seth Rollins, and Brock came out and destroyed it and suplexed them all over it.
On the December 11th, 2022, during the WWE Holiday Tour in Charleston, West Virginia, Charleston Coliseum and Convention Center, Noble made a one-night only return to competition.
Yep.
In his final match, Noble teamed with Braun Strowman and the Brawling Brutes, Holland and Butch, against the Bloodline, Sikoa, Zayn, and the Usos. Gosh, Noble picked up the victory after hitting the Gibson driver.
No way, dude! I'd love to see that match. Does anyone have footage of it?
I don't have to go find it now.
It was the last house show. It was his last match in his hometown. He wanted to do it.
Oh
in
my
his
god,
hometown.
that would have been so cool.
It was a house show. Yeah.
So they did him the honors. That's pretty dope.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that's cool.
You know, I think what might be lost. I mean, this is an incredible story that Jess puts together. But what's lost on the narrative is how absolutely fantastic Jamie Noble was in the ring. The ring work is incredible.
Oh, he was great.
And it's obvious when you see who he's working with. I think, yeah. Oh yeah. Noble was great.
He was so great.
Oh, he was
great
great
to work with.
But Noble really was great.
Yeah, it's weird because he did so much in WWE, and I remember the Nydia shit, and it was funny, and I always thought in my head because Vince never took the cruiserweight division seriously, so I never put too much stock in it. But it in my memory, I always remember him from that weird brief stint in WCW. I don't know why. Like he sticks in my head. I was like, God, he's been around a long time. Then I realized that I was a wrestling fan even longer before that. And when Dave was reading these notes earlier, he was like a young wrestler in like 95. It's like, oh my God, like that's crazy. Yeah. Like I was probably 6-7 years into my fandom in 1995, somewhere around that. Like it's just kind of crazy that he was coming up before the NWO, before anything like that. He was coming up, but he was a 90s baby. It's weird, like to kind of hear stories about those guys who came up in the 90s. It's really weird to me still because I'm used to hearing stories of me, Dave, and Craig are older than Cuz, so like we're 80s fans. So like they're all coming up in the 70s and shit. And like I'm used to hearing that. So when I hear we do something on an athlete that does, comes up in the 90s, I'm like, wow, like what was I doing in 95? Oh yeah, that's right. I was suffering through Diesel and Mabel. Yeah, that's right. But they were coming up, through that. It's weird, man. And then there were so many people like AJ Styles and Kid Cash and Jamie Noble that came out in the dying WCW years in late 99 and 2000. They were a part of the cruiserweight division. And you forget that. And then TNA started and AJ goes there and all that stuff. It's really crazy like to think about like Noble kind of being at the tail end of the Monday Night Wars, not a significant part of it, but at the tail end of it, right before WCW got bought out, he was doing ladder matches at fucking Starrcade. So weird to me.
Yeah.
A lot of it.
No. Yeah, it's pretty incredible stuff, and the one thing that surprised me the most that I never knew until we did this today was that he was under the tutelage of Dean Malenko, which was it makes sense, but you're like, wow, that's pretty good company to be in. Like, oh, you're gonna be a wrestler? Let me take you under my wing, son.
I'm always fascinated by guys who transfer the role and become top level producers. Like when you watch on LinkedIn and read on Twitter who's producing these matches in WWE, which is like arguably the best work of the last kind of decade or so, and it's always the same handful of people. And Jamie Noble now is one of those guys that is producing the A+ content. Michael Hayes has been trusted with it for 25 years. Jason Jordan, right. Yeah. And the guy who's Rhino, it's amazing to see these names are the guys responsible for putting together all these bangers on pay-per-view.
Yeah.
So, but Noble to be a guy that's been through all of this and be a guy that can put it together and be a producer.
He just understands the business. He understands the story work. He definitely understands the ring work. And I don't want to say his career was ended abruptly. It just feels like it because the guy never really got old on camera.
I don't remember the fall from the top rope when we were talking about his last move where he broke his back or whatever. I do not remember that.
There was another, maybe a few months before that. I want to say he hurt his neck on something because there was a famous segment. It was I think it was during the time where it was after WrestleMania shortly, where Steamboat came back for that brief time to feud with Jericho for those couple of matches. And Jamie Noble hurt himself and he couldn't get out of the ring and he had to be attended to. So that segment, the next segment was supposed to be Steamboat and Jericho and it was supposed to take place in the ring, but they had to have it take place on the stage, like on the set, the entrance, because Noble was still being tended to in the ring. I remember reading that.
Wow.
He was only out for like a month and then he came back and then I don't know how long after he hurt his back with Sheamus, but he hurt himself before and it had to be helped out.
Look at those names that you're talking about. Jamie Noble, Steamboat, Jericho, Sheamus, like just
Lashley.
Casually mentioned.
Lashley's involved with that, yeah.
And then Hogan and Andre were on the outside of the ring while Noble.
Oh, brother, we saw Jamie Noble
throwing all the big names ever, and then Superstar beat San Martino for the title, and then Noble was right there.
That's actually
on
not
top
true.
of the table.
That's a lie.
In front of the King. They just made him on the table. The referee did the. On the table.
This is San Martino. This is San Martino.
Audio fans, give us a listen on Apple, Spotify, SoundCloud, iHeartRadio, Stitcher, Apple Podcast, or watch our videos on YouTube at Our Wrestling Channel. On social media, can you give us a follow on Instagram or Twitter at O.W.P 2019 or on Facebook at Our Wrestling Podcast? Or check out that Daily Motion. Daily Motion is the place to be where you can be uncensored, unsanctioned, watch all the videos you want.
It's not the size of the boat, it's the daily in the motion, guys.
That's what I heard.
In the ocean.
We are doing fun watch-alongs, talking on things real time in those matches. And just having a blast. I think we're going to go over there in just a few minutes. It's going to be fun. For Dave, Cuz, Jess, and Craig, this is the O.W.P. signing off. Have a good one.
Dave, I hope you're fucking happy finally. Jamie Noble.
Yes! It was really good. I enjoyed that.